Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Latifah Gusri. I am a communication science student in Andalas Universities. Today, I would like to present my research about cyber public relation readiness of private universities welcoming the industrial era 4.0. Introduction. The emergence of the industrial era 4.0 requires practitioners of cyber public relation private universities to participate in the transformation. The practice of cyber public relation is very much needed by private universities to be able to build a brand and crisis management by utilizing technological developments. In West Sumatra, branding activities by utilizing digital media are still minimal by private universities. This can be seen from a significant downward trend in the interest of new student candidates at several existing private universities. Therefore, the study aims to see and analyze the readiness of cyber public relation of private universities in West Sumatra in welcoming the industrial era 4.0. Studies on cyber public relation in facing the era of the Industrial Revolution 4.0 have actually been carried out by many researchers in the field of communication, especially in Indonesia. The first, Meranti, and the second, Rio Pamudi Dalimunte et al., and the third, Dasrun Hidayat and Anisi, and the last, Tina Mizani and Irwan Shah. Based on reference from the study, encouraging researchers to study the practice of cyber public relation at um, three private universities in West Sumatra. This research was conducted using qualitative research method with a descriptive approach. The object of this research is three private universities in West Sumatra. The data collection technique used in the study was to be observed in-depth interviews with informant and use the documentation method by collecting the required information through books, previous literature, and voice recording from interviews. The data analysis technique in this study was carried out by reducing data, then compiled relevant data according to the research problem, and then classified them based on the formulation of the problems and the research objective, and finally the researcher will present the data using narrative. Result and discussions. The three private universities in West Sumatra, cyber public relation practitioners are carried out in the form of the first, newsmaking or news release. Cyber public relation practitioners of the three private universities in West Sumatra use social media website as media for publishing news release. And then making news in a video form. Information about the universities is also displayed in the form of videos which are then published on YouTube and Instagram. And then up-to-date information provider. Social media Instagram was chosen by three cyber public relations practitioners. And the last, creating interactive and communicative newsrooms. The Instagram media belonging to the three private universities can be used by public, especially prospective new students, to get the information they need. Cyber public relation in the era 4.0 requires an understanding of how to collect and share information and be able to influence the public with information in accordance with the desired goals. Therefore, it is necessary to have the right strategy in embracing the public with the use of digital media, for example, buzzer and social media activists. In conclusion, when viewed from the explanation of cyber public relation in the era of the Industrial Revolution 4.0, it can be analyzed that the practice of cyber public relation of private universities in West Sumatra is still adapting to the digital era 3.4.0, where each private university has begun to utilize social media such as Instagram and YouTube as tool for brand building and crisis management. This will be very far behind when compared to the ability of cyber public relations practitioners in the other organization or institution in preparing for the era of the Industrial Revolution 4.0. The cyber public relations practitioners of the three private universities in West Sumatra are still unable to prepare themselves to reach the target public more broadly. In addition, the ability to manage the flow of information that is so large, especially negative news hoax, is still not possible. That's all my presentation and thank you for your attention.